Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to Sneaker Stories as always. I'm your host Chris Jack. Today checking out the third colorway of the Ambush and Nike collaboration on her version of the Dunk High. Without further ado, let's check out the deep royal blue. Alright, so the third official color from the Ambush and Nike Dunk High collaboration. The first one was the black and white, which I don't have with me at the moment, but I do have a personal pair of those. One of my absolute favorite shoes to release this year. And then it was followed up by this all pink variation of the shoe, which wasn't everyone's cup of tea just because of the complete brightness and just out there colorway of this particular pair. I didn't get a pair of these myself just because I just cannot pull the shoe off, and I didn't get them at retail, so I wasn't going to pay a resale for them for something that I wasn't actually going to wear. But this particular pair is really one of those colors which I do think I can wear, and I didn't get them at retail either, so I am still looking for a pair in my size. Hence there's going to be no on foot, unfortunately, of the royal blue, because this one is just too big for me, that we have here at the Story Cape Town marketplace. So if you are looking for a pair, we do have quite a few pairs coming in actually from our independent sellers around the country who are looking to get rid of their pairs. So keep an eye out on story.capetown on Instagram and www.story.capetown, the live marketplace for sizes of these. Now they did release on the 18th of May in Japan, also randomly here in South Africa through shelf life only. There were very limited units of these. I don't know how many to be exact, but I think probably around the same as the black pair, which wasn't a lot at all. There seemed to be a little bit more of the pink pairs that were released here because we saw other retailers here in South Africa like Jack Lemkes get them. They, as of yet, haven't got these ones either, so maybe they'll get at a later stage, who knows, but as far as I know, they're not getting. Now for those of you watching from America, the release for these is set to be the 15th of June, so next month, for a price point of $189. Locally here in South Africa, they were 3,199 Rand. They're also released on sneakers, but don't know anyone that managed to check out there as usual. But onto the shoe itself, Yoon Ahn from Ambush, obviously the designer and founder of it there, wanted to create a shoe that looked like it was just kind of in motion and draws its inspiration from Japanese bike, car and truck culture, mostly notably here with the extended swoosh, which basically leave the rear of the shoe looking a little bit like bike sort of tailpipes or exhaust pipes or whatever. But it is one of those shoes that just really stands out on feet. Now from a coloration point of view, the royal blue used on the shoe is obviously going to catch the attention of many. It's one of the sort of more like retro iconic colors that you would have seen across a whole bunch of other iconic silhouettes. So naturally the resale prices are going to be a little bit higher on something like this over time. But into the details itself, underneath with the outsole is just a straight royal blue over here with the Dunk outsole of course, and then in the midsole there you've got kind of an off-white coloration, so it's not like a flat white, just gives a little bit more depth from a coloration perspective. And then obviously into the upper, these royal blue hits of leather that are used throughout the shoe are overlaid across white and black coloration, so the white here in the toe box with the perforations over there towards the middle of the shoe and in and around the heel section here, used there for contrast, and then of course sealing that all off with the swoosh, the laces and the interior of the shoe all just done in a flat black. Now from a lacing perspective, you do have a waxy set of laces provided with the shoe here, which is a black set, and then of course you've also got a royal blue set over here, and of course a white set as well, with all these metal aglets on them as well. So there's quite a bit of variation there if you do want to change up the laces on top. Moving towards the tongue section of the shoe, this is one thing that stood out just on Instagram. There's been a lot of early fake pairs of this particular colorway, and I guess probably the more by now, that have hit the market, and Yoon Ahn actually went out to say that be careful of fakes. The original sort of release pairs have a blue tag on the top. Some of those fake pairs had a white tag on there, so just be careful if you are looking into the aftermarket to get yourself a pair of these. As always, if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. But just up at the top there, on that blue tongue tag, you've got the swoosh and ambush logos, of course. The tongue is an exposed foam tongue over here. It's very, very soft. You just got the raw foam poking out at the top there, obviously on both shoes. And then just from an interior point of view, that is done completely black. The reverse of the tongue is like kind of a sail color, like an off-white color there as well. And then from an insole point of view, I can't really get these ones out because they're glued in quite hectically and I don't want to rip them. It's kind of a sort of an off-whitey white color insole there with the swoosh and the ambush print logo all the way up the insole. Now from a comfort point of view, I find these shoes absolutely insanely comfortable with the high structure that you're getting here. There's a lot of foam padding and comfort in and around the ankle section, and the leathers used here on the dunk highs across all three of them so far have been really nice and soft, so they do kind of wear in quite quickly, if you know what I mean, like just because of their soft nature and the build of this particular shoe. So if you do like freak out around like crease lines and stuff like that, then it's probably not going to be the shoe for you because it does wear in like properly. I kind of like that around the shoe. It's something that I'm not like too precious about, you know. It's not like a Jordan 1 or whatever where you like constantly like freaking out that something might like screw them up if you are like that, of course. This one feels like just a little bit more wearable and a little bit more carefree on foot. And then last but not least, just in the heel section over here, same as the other three pairs, you do have the ambush logo, which has been embossed onto this sort of EVA plug, which gives a bit of structure, but also gives a little bit of form here towards the heel section of the shoe from a stylistic point of view. And that basically just rounds off all the detailing here on the ambush collaboration. From a box perspective, same box that we've received with all the other ones as well. Basically just with the ambush logo on the side and then the spot varnish Nike swoosh logo just on top of the slide out box. Now from a pricing perspective, resale seems pretty high at these at the moment, but the prices will more than likely come down after North America gets their release. If you missed it earlier, it's $189. That's supposedly the retail on that for those of you watching from the States, and the release date is set to be the 15th of June. So naturally after that, I think the prices will come down a little bit as more pairs enter the market, and then they'll probably start shooting up again purely just because of the iconic color that has been used on this collab. Now speaking of other colorways that we've seen, Yoon did post this kind of, I think it was a friends and family or it was a sample only of a Chicago colorway of it. Now that would obviously be like probably the most valuable one out of all the colorways to come, simply just because of the iconicity of the Chicago colorway. I think that's probably going to be my favorite one if that does ever see a release date. But now that we've seen these, it might just be on the cards. I'm holding thumbs that we do see more colorways of these down the line. And I would also like to see like a low version of these as well. Like, these are great right now for us here in the Southern Hemisphere because it's winter, and it's a great winter shoe for that, simply just because of its high top nature and all leather, of course. But I would like to see something like very stripped down, like a low version of these as well. So maybe that will come in the future, who knows. But that's it pretty much for this review of the Nike Dunk High in collaboration with Ambush on the royal blue colorway. I hope you guys enjoyed it, found it helpful. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe right here for more content, reviews and unboxings down the line. But that's all for today, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.